Hola, peoples. All right, so we're gonna have a fun time in this video. I don't know how long it will be, but I wanted to come on because I miss talking to y'all. But I wanted to share something that I find rather effective. It is a formula that I use, and I like to name things, and sometimes they're not the best things, the best names, but I call it Hunter Seeker just because of the vibration, the energy that this formula does. It literally it has when we program it, when we activate it, it has the ability to hunt, right? It hunts like negative vibration in one space, negative entities, and such. It seeks it out, right? So it hunts, it seeks, and it works to eradicate the negative vibration, negative entity energies, and it also helps to protect the witch and protect one's space. So hunter seeker, easy, right? So yeah, we're going to talk about that. And if we have any questions, more than welcome to ask your questions, and if I have time after, we can talk about that as well. I just want to say thank you so much for sharing your time and space with me. I really do appreciate it. It means the world to me. Well, hello, Yoli, Jade. Hello, Casey. Good afternoon. But yeah, so let me get into this formula. So again, I call it Hunter Seeker. If you want to change the name, feel free. And I would also like to know, like, if you choose to utilize this, let me know how it works for you. It works well for me. Let me know if you choose to alter it. We'll talk a little bit about alterations after I get into the core of this. And yeah, just let me know. I'm always excited to see what you do with it. Again, this is our witchcraft, right? I have a formula that works well for me and works well for people that clients and such, but that doesn't mean that you can't alter it and change it. Once you know how to work a formula, once you know why things are there, you can then make it your own, right? And that's the importance of when we create something. So with this, realize like the witch programs this blend to hunt, to seek out negative vibration, negative energy, any sort of bad, bad vibe, what we judge as bad vibe. We already know. We can say evil if you want, but we program this blend to hunt and seek out that energy, right? In one space or wherever it's placed. So again, you with the formula, you'll be able to make an oil, you can make a powder. There's so many different ways you can create that. So just be mindful of that. We'll talk about that as well. But so this blend, when activated, this formula, when activated, it hunts, it seeks out all the bullshit, that negative energy, negative vibration, and it eradicates. It works to eradicate the negative space, the negative energy, the shit that just is not in our highest and best. And at the same time, as it is programmed to cast out and get rid of that negative junk, it also provides the witch or their home, whatever we do, right? It provides the space with protection, and it uplifts this is uplifting. It uplifts the space that it is in, right? So that's what. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Issy, Linda, Shektek, Mindy. Hello, welcome. So that is the sort of like the overview of this blend. Very simple. Hunter seeker. It hunts and seeks negative vibration, bullshit energy. It takes it. It works to eradicate it, and then at the same time, because when we're chasing out bullshit, right? When we're chasing out negative vibration, when we're casting out, we're cleansing the space. There's energy that is left. So when you cleanse something, when you release something, when you banish something, there's like a hole, right? Like Swiss cheese. So the little holes. And so when we are looking to release something, when we are getting rid of it, right? There's holes. How many times can I say holes? Probably a lot more. So in that space, we need to protect it and we need to uplift it until we discern, until we invite better energies in, right? And so that's what I really love about this blend is that as it eradicates, right? As it chases out, as it casts out negativity, it is protecting the space where that negative energy oh shit, what's the term, where that negative energy was taking place, or rooting itself, right? And so it protects it, as well as it uplifts that space, so it makes it more challenging for it to come back. And then it gives us time to discern, like, what do I want to invite into this space now? What do I want to, replace that energy? Because again, if we are shifting energy, if we are casting something out, we really need to also fill that space back with something better. So if it tries to come back, there's already something filled in that space. Does that make sense? And so that's what I really like about this formula, this blend. That's what I appreciate about it. And so let's look at the ingredient list. Whew. Well, hello, Jessica. Welcome. Okay, so let's look at the ingredient list. I have my notes so I don't forget shit. So ingredients, I went through a moment where I just loved tumbleweed for everything. I had the blessing of a beautiful friend who acquired this massive tumbleweed for me, and I took advantage of that shit. Like I was figuring out, like, what do I like tumbleweed for? So a piece of tumbleweed is necessary in this formula. And I'll put all that in the description later on in the YouTube video. I'll put that later on in the description. But a piece of tumbleweed. And what I really like about tumbleweed, if you think about it, first of all, it's a weed. Cool. Second of all, again, this is a tumbling. It tumbles. And we think about so many different things in regards to tumbleweed, right? But it's also like, it's a bitch because it's like prickly, and then I think of like wandering. I think of energy that is like constantly wandering or tumbling along, right? So I utilize this because I want to hunt and seek out. So I want the vibration of tumbleweed because it is pokey. It can be, and so I'm utilizing. We're working with tumbleweed here, a piece of it, to go and tumble. Just the visions in my head, sorry. So it's going after that negative energy, right? It's tumbling, and as it's tumbling, it's picking up that energy, that negative energy, into itself. So it's kind of like attracting it. Does that make sense? But it's also very assertive, aggressive. It's very active in that way because it is a little prickly. Watch out, at least they're scratchy. And so that's why we have that. Well, hello, Miss Marley. Good to see you. And congratulations. And so, yeah. Are you sure there's no tumbleweed in Louisiana? Because, I mean, well, I wasn't in Louisiana. I was in Mississippi, and we had them. So you can maybe get a friend from Mississippi to help you out, or someone. But yeah. So a little bit of tumbleweed. The next thing is an arrowhead. I prefer black obsidian arrowheads. I'm trying to look to see if I have any. I don't. Nope, I don't. Black obsidian arrowheads, an arrowhead. I prefer black obsidian because it cuts deep, it makes incisions, and it also helps to protect. And so the reason why I prefer black obsidian and the arrowhead is because arrowheads have a history, right? They have bloody history. They have a very defensive, protective, aggressive. They have all sorts of energy that is associated with the arrowhead protection, so much. And black obsidian, it has this deep ancestral connection. Black obsidian it creates incisions, so it really digs deep into something, and it can pull out like that massive shit, that massive force of negative vibration. It's great for that. And so that's why I personally like a black obsidian arrowhead. But if you don't have a black obsidian arrowhead, keep in mind the vibration of whatever crystal, whatever arrowhead that you have, because that will alter your formulation. I like the black obsidian because it is more aggressive. It plays no games. Like, bitch, this is what's going on. I'm gonna cut you. Get the fuck out of my space. Right? So that's a reason why I use black obsidian arrowheads. So there's that. Let's see. And if I don't get to all the comments, I apologize. I'm trying to like go through my list. It's like right here, right here. So if I don't see your comments, I'm not responding. I apologize. I'll try and get back to you. So black pepper is a part of this blend. And again, if you're making a dry blend, you can use as many dry ingredients as possible if you want. Like if you want to make a powder of this, you could do that. You could even get like a black arrowhead, black obsidian arrowhead, and like grind it. That's like get a hammer or something, because grinding it is like a bitch. So boom, like just, break it up. You can put that into your blend if you wanted. Black pepper. I like black pepper because it is great for hexing, but it's also great for protection. It's great to just claim that vibration, claim that space. And so again, we're hunting, we're seeking out negative vibration. And so with black pepper and everything else so far, it is building upon the layers and layers of energy that help us seek out this negative vibration or negative entity or just negative shit, right? And so black pepper will align with that energy. It will say nope. And all of these things can be very aggressive. And I like this about, especially when you're trying to cast something out, you want to claim your space. You want to be like, no, bitch, get the fuck out of my space. You're not welcome here. No. Intruder, hello. No. Right. And so you have to like channel that courage. You have to channel your strength and your power to like out. Right. And so that's what I appreciate about black pepper and this, because it has the ability to take this negative entity, negative vibration, right? Negative thought patterns, negative, right? What we associate as negative, takes it and kind of like, oh my gosh, we're playing gestures here. It takes it, it collects it, and then it's like, boom, it's just like, no, not in my space. But at the same time, it brings a protection energy, a protective layer over you, the individual, the witch who is casting and creating. But remember, throughout the entire formula, as you're creating it, you are connecting with every piece, every ingredient, the spirits that oversee these vibrations of each ingredient. You're connecting with them and you're programming them. You're communicating and you're expressing, look, thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for working with me and providing your protection. And thank you so much. I appreciate the work that we're doing together. And this is what we're doing. We are creating a formula to cast out negative energy, to cast out and get rid of and really uproot and dig deep and get rid of that negative entity, the negative essence, where we're doing that work. So it's very important to communicate, to have that relationship with the herbs and the crystals and everything a part of the experience. So when you have that relationship, you can create far more effectively. Does that make sense? Okay. So yes, let's see. So okay, piece of tumbleweed, arrowhead, black pepper, frankincense, and myrrh. I have to put those together. Frankincense and myrrh, I love. So I love frankincense. I love frank and myrrh, because I don't know. There's a sort of like powerful, nostalgic vibration about the duo, right? So I also add frankincense and myrrh because, again, this is great for like exorcism. This is great for like casting out and really getting rid of that yuck, right? It uplifts the vibration. It uplifts vibration. It invites good spirit. So you see, we are chasing out, we're collecting data, we're collecting the negative vibration, we're collecting it, we're gathering it, but we're also working, we're moving energy to sort of uproot that. And then we are also casting it out, but at the same time, we are bringing in vibrations that help with raising the essence, raising the atmosphere, right? Raising the perception, raising vibration in a space. So it's uplifting. So frankincense and myrrh together can be really, really well to cast out as well as to invite good spirits. So as you are erasing, as you are eradicating the negative vibration, negative entity, negative space, right? You're getting rid of it. You're also inviting at the same time this good energy, this good vibration. So it helps to maintain your oh shit. there's a word, it's not coming to me, but it helps to maintain your strength, your confidence, your courage in commanding your space, right? And so we work with frankincense and myrrh because they're great at exorcism, they're great at casting out, but they invite really good spirits. So it helps us as we're navigating this very challenging experience, because again, as we're cleansing, thank you, I can't help myself, I just can't, but as we're cleansing our space, we are also helping ourselves long term in a sense, or creating lasting results by inviting good stuff, by raising the atmosphere to a better essence, better vibration than what it was, right? So that's important. So let me see what's next. So we have piece of tumbleweed, an arrowhead. I use black obsidian, black pepper, frankincense, and myrrh. Let's see, lemon, vanilla, and lang lang. Lang lang. Oh my gosh, I don't have my drink. Oh well, it's fine. Lang lang. So lemon, vanilla, and lang lang. I just like saying lang lang. I do. You should too, because it's fun. So lemon, vanilla, and lang lang. Why do we use these ingredients? Can you guess? And so I really like lemon, right? Because it's very cleansing. It's very like inviting. It's very delicious. It's great at like cutting away and clearing and paving the way for things. So in this blend, the reason why we are working with lemon is because there's this cleansing agent. It's like, okay, we want to cleanse the space. Not only are we getting rid of negative energy, not only are we casting that out, we are eradicating, but we also want to make sure we're cleansing at the same time, because we are giving ourselves the best opportunity, the best shot to create a better atmosphere for us. And so it makes sense as we cast out. Lemon is also very powerful to just like get rid of. Like if you think of like a wound, because with the black obsidian arrowhead that I use, it can create incisions, right? And then what happens when, let's say you have a little cut and then you just get some lemon juice and you put that on your cut? That shit hurts. That shit is not fun, right? And so if you think about doing that in regards to creating those incisions in that negative energy, you're bursting the spaces, right, that it's taking up, and then you're like, get out of here with this lemon, cleanse it, right? Get out of here, cleanse, and you're purifying as well. It's very great. So it helps you, like, it puts that pep back to your step, because again, sorry, I'm rambling, but I just want to make sure that you have all the information in my thought process when I create something like this. So that's why I think about all of these things. So bear with me. But that's why I work with lemon in this, because it also helps me feel alive again. And when we are in a place where it's like really heavy, really negative, we definitely feel some type of way. And so when lemon is utilized in this blend, it helps us not just in casting things out and cleansing, but it helps us to remember, like, look, I can feel good, right? I am remembering that I don't have to stay in this funk, right? It helps me connect with feeling better, right? And so that's why we have lemon. Vanilla, I love vanilla, I do. I love this scent, especially like vanilla and patchouli. Oh my goodness, I do. But vanilla, I work with vanilla in this blend because it's very sweet in scent, and it has a sort of like love vibration, and so it invites like enticing, really sweet energy. So again, we are having the best of all worlds with this formula as we cast something out, as we eradicate something, as we remember to like get rid of this negative shit. We're also making and infusing the space with positive energy or things that are better suited for us. And so we work with vanilla to invite sweetness, right? To remember that, you know what, love is a key, a pathway, an answer. And so as we focus on remembering our love to who we are and in infusing the space with love, it allows us to change our perception of things, allows us to step into a more empowered space. And as these things are being eradicated and we're getting rid of, we're cleansing, we're purifying, we're bringing in good spirits, we're also bringing in that love for self, right? And then Ling Ling, Ling Ling, Ling Ling, I like because it's another one. It's a lot like vanilla. It invites good spirits. It can be very protective over the heart. I like Ling Ling because it's so nice. It reminds me of happiness. It reminds me of good times. It's slightly nostalgic as well. And so all of these ingredients work really well together because you have some very aggressive and assertive ingredients. You have some like, mid-grade, like in action, and then you have some very like sort of intuitive and submissive. I don't know if I like the word submissive in this, but not in a negative sense. It's more, there's a term and it's not coming to me, so I apologize, but they're very, not as active, they're internal. They act, all ingredients work well together because they play different parts and they help all aspects to really flow. And we're tackling everything that we can to have a really good experience, right? And so that's why I really appreciate like vanilla and Lang Lang, because it helps tie this together. So it's not just, this active, like this harmful, like this assertive force, right? It blends this assertiveness with being a little more laid back as well. So it helps us to uplift, and it helps us to seek out, it helps us to cast out, it helps us to eradicate negative vibration, and then it invites good spirits and protects us. Okay, so now that you have the ingredients and you kind of understand why we use each ingredient, right? So you can, when you're connecting with this blend, when you're creating for yourself, you have the power now. You have the power because you have awareness as to why each aspect is integrated into this formula. And now when you're connecting with the spirits of each ingredient, when you're creating your formula and you're putting your masterpiece together, you can connect in a better way, and you can formulate and you can say, hey, we are working together for this reason. Thank you so much for showing up and blessing this formula. We are working together to do this, right? So definitely what you want to do is blend these ingredients together, and you want to speak into them, their life, their purpose. You want to activate them and let them know that they are there to find the negative energy, the negative influence in the area it is released. So anywhere you put anywhere you utilize this blend to target, it's there to seek out that negative entity, negative essence, negative vibration, right? And it's it's supposed to eradicate it. It's working to eradicate it at the same time to also bring in positive and uplifting energies, right? While the whole time, as it is seeking out negative, energy to cast it out, it's bringing in, positive vibration that is helping you, uplifting energies, I should say, and then it is protecting you as that is being released and cast out, right? So definitely keep that in mind as you create this. And play with this, play with it, play with the vibration, play with the ingredients and the different variations of how much you want of whatever ingredient. Play with it and make it yours. The amount of each ingredient will depend on what your spirit is speaking to you, what you need it for, right? You can take a piece of tumbleweed and the arrowhead and leave that out and add, or add a whole add the whole thing to your mixture. So you can take it out and see how that feels. You can take if you don't want it so aggressive, you might want to take the arrowhead out and you can see how it feels to you. You might want to replace it with something that isn't as aggressive. Maybe that's something that you need in your life, right? And so you can use these as herbs, right? Or you can use them as essential oils. So there's so many different ways that you can actually take this formula and create it, right? So that's what I love about the way I formulate is, you can take it and you can alter it and you can create like a dry blend where you can maybe stuff a poppet with, right? Make a spell bag. or if in your tradition it's a mojo bag, you create that. You can make an oil. Like if you want to take essential oils or use the dry parts and make an oil, you can create an oil as well. And you can use the oil to dress like a candle. If you want to do a candle spell, candle magic, you can dress a candle. You can use the oil to dress your spell bag. You can use the oil to maybe because there's a lot of interesting things that happen with mirrors. Maybe you want to anoint your mirror with it. Maybe a 5-spot, boom, boom, boom. Maybe protection. Utilize a sigil that represents protection. Maybe you want to do that on a door, on your doors, right? There's so many different things that you can utilize this for. Does that make sense? You can also make a spray out of this, right? Whether it be essential oils or dry parts, but it's a little harder to make a spray out of a lot of dry stuff because the spritzer, can get clogged. So that's why I like essential oils for that. So you can make a spray. You could utilize this if you feel like that negative energy is within you, or that you're just going through some heavy shit. You could create a salt scrub out of this blend. Be very careful with black pepper. But just be mindful of all of that. But you could utilize it and make a salt scrub, right? And cleanse yourself, right? So there's that. I'm trying to think of everything that I wanted to share. I think, yeah. And even with your oil, like if you have an oil of this, you can dress your candle. Let's say like a black candle. You can take a black candle. You can scrap a sigil on it if you'd like. That represents what you're trying to do and eradicating negativity. And if you had a dry form of this, you could lightly dust your candle with this, right? Lightly dust your candle because maybe it is passive. Thank you, Jessica. Maybe it was passive that I was looking for. So you can lightly dust. You don't want to do heavy dusting because, first of all, it's a candle, right? All of the excess shit is a fire hazard. So do not pile your candle with excessive oil and shit, right? Just don't do that because you don't want to burn down your house. Yeah. So that's that. That's the Hunter Seeker formula. Now, let me see if I missed a lot of stuff, so I apologize. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. If you have any ideas like how you would utilize this, feel free to share those as well. Let me see if I can catch up on. I love the energy of this, especially given the astrological timing. Well, hello, Stella Jean. You can use cat's claw as well. Maybe if you can't find tumbleweed. Yeah, absolutely. You can make it in a floor wash. Yeah, thinking of sprinkling on the floor and sweeping it out. You can make a floor wash, a floor powder. There's so many amazing ways you can alter this. What about stone crystal water? And what about crystal water? What's your question? But yeah, there's some really good stuff here. You can add this to spells like when you're trying to focus on eradicating and banishing. You can do this for your banishing work. So this would be a really great and powerful blend to utilize in any sort of work that you do during the waning phase of the moon, because waning is about it's about banishing, it's about letting go, it's about releasing, right? But you could utilize this at any phase of the moon if you want to enhance the qualities of its inviting more positive energy and uplifting and good spirits. You can maybe even charge this during the waxing phase of the moon, because then that's growth. And you can, again, this is about how you program and you interact with the spirits, right? So when you're tapping into the waxing phase of the moon, you're programming it to really grow in the way it invites its good spirit, qualities. So you could do that. There's so many variations to bless this and to work it. So when you have your blend, you can then utilize crystals to grid it. You can utilize different crystals to grid and charge. So once you've created that blend, you can place it on your altar at the center, and then you could use maybe more black obsidian. You could utilize black tourmaline, smoky quartz. You could utilize any sort of like transformational transcendent stone that will help. You can use clear quartz, right? Anything that you can think of that will help fit with what you're doing, to cast out, to transmute, anything like that. You can grid your formula and push the energy into that, or your spell bag, or whatever it is. You could give yourself even more of an opportunity to create effective results, right? So I collect thorns from different plants. Would that work in place of tumbleweed? You can test it out. The reason why I like tumbleweed is because of what it represents. You know, keep on walking, keep on going. So different thorns are going to be, they're going to add a really cool protective layer, but they're not going to be the same as tumbleweed, and that's absolutely fine. So you just have to realize like why you're adding those thorns and connecting to like what sort of like plant, what sort of flower it comes from, and utilizing that vibration, that understanding to infiltrate or to connect it and co-create with the blend as a whole. The reason why I appreciate tumbleweed in this is because it's tumbling, so it keeps that energy tumbling. Keep moving on, keep walking, don't stop. You can't stay here. But you can still do, you know, similar things. You can utilize that and apply whatever you're going to utilize instead, and just realize it's okay if you want to supplement. But please, like what I teach and what is very important to me, like it is okay to use other ingredients, but realize it is not the same formula when you create from different ingredients. And that is okay. Just because it's not the same doesn't mean it's not going to be effective. But the reason why we have these ingredients together as expressed is that's why. So when you start to supplement, you're changing the formula, and that's fine, but know that it may not act the same way. And again, that's still okay. So understand what you're putting in place and understand why, and then go with it, right? Right. Let's see. I'm trying to learn more about it because I don't know much except put my rocks. Well, okay, so there's crystal water, you know, gem elixirs are amazing. They're great. It's pretty much at the crystal vibration, water vibration, they merge. You can use them in sprays, you can use them in floor washes, you can use them in, you know, some you can drink, but please realize you cannot create gem elixirs by placing certain crystals inside the water, because you can kill yourself, really. Some crystals are extremely toxic and poisonous to us. So, and some crystals dissolve, like selenite should not be placed in water because it will dissolve. And if you try to drink that shit, you are going to hurt yourself. You are going to hurt yourself because it shards, like, and you will cut yourself. It is not okay. So before you even invest into creating gem elixirs by placing crystals in the water, know if it's poisonous. Know if you have to know the Mohs hardness, so you know if it's going to dissolve in water or if it's going to hold up. But yeah, it's really important for you to really be aware of what you're placing inside your body. You can, with the things that dissolve, you can grid that water. So place the water, you know, at the center, and use the crystals to grid it and imbue the crystal energy into the water, charge it, move it into the water. You can do it that way. That's a lot safer. So you just have to be very aware of that. Do you suggest any good spell books for beginners? Oh shoot. The Goodly Spellbook is a book that I really love. The Goodly Spellbook is really good. And Kat, Hibiscus Moon, one of my crystal mentors, she has a really good post on toxic crystals. So definitely look into that. You can look into, just Google Hibiscus Moon. toxic crystals, and that should pop up for all of the crystals that are poisonous. Well, a lot of them. I don't know if they're all of them, but a lot of them. So definitely look into that. So the Goodly Spell Book is a really nice book for spells. I think Cassandra, what's her freaking name? Cassandra Eason has a nice spell book. I love spell books. They're Judica Isles had the encyclopedia of like a shit ton of spells. That's a really great one. I just love collecting them. I can't think of all of them, but there's some good ones, and just research. So let's see. Yeah, same, Jessica. I don't know. I like placing my crystals on or near the jar and making elixirs. And yeah, and there's a book called Gem Elixirs. And that's a good one to do some research with. Sugar. Okay, you guys. I think that's, we talked about the Hunter Seeker, we talked about the ingredients, and hopefully I hope that you enjoy me posting about like the ingredients, why I utilize them, and then giving you like just different information. So you can use this in spell bags, you can use this, oh, do you get what that means? You can use this, and like if you make a dry blend, you can like a powder. I'm losing my voice, so I'm gonna have to leave soon. If you make a powder, you can use it to outline, right? To outline the foundation of your home. So when casting protections and cleansings, you could use this. Boom, right? It's great. It's powerful. It works well, especially when you start connecting with all of the spirits and you start, really engaging with creating something like this. So if you have any other questions about the formula, the blend, how to utilize it, please feel free to comment and let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to, prepare to head out. So I really do want to say that I appreciate you. I really do. I love our time together. I love talking with everyone. It really makes this experience so much more. I love engaging. I really do. So thank you so much for, sharing this time and space with me. And again, if you watch a recording of this and you have questions, feel free to comment, engage, still ask, and I'll check out the comments. I'll respond where I can. And again, if you want to know how to support this channel, support this experience, there's in the description, you'll see there's so many different ways from, just subscribing to the YouTube channel, engaging on Facebook, finding me on Instagram, to investing by tipping through Amazon wishlist or something. All of it. It's in the description. Whatever you can do, that's awesome, and just showing up here. This is fun to me. This is how we support one another. And I really thank you, and if you like this video, if you like this formula and you want more, also let me know. I'm happy to share where and when I can. And I like talking about the reasoning behind the creation of a spell or formula. And I enjoy it. So I will talk to you all very soon, I hope. So thank you so much. I appreciate you, and blessed be.